you get your first real job, right? And you're weirdly excited to sell your soul to this company because it's basically the sole thing funding your lifestyle, or maybe it's the key to getting out of your parents' house, which leads to step two, where you learn about this thing called the 401k or employer sponsored retirement plan. So you text a couple people that you kind of trust and think are smart, and they basically tell you what boxes to tick. And then a couple years will go by, you're working hard, and you kind of just start to naturally wonder what other people make. And so that leads you to step four, where after a few drinks at a happy hour with friends or trusted colleagues, you kind of ask people like how much they're making. And you learn that for reasons that you don't really quite understand, some people are making more than you. And that leads to step five, where you start to say to yourself, hey, I'm going to take more ownership of my money and I'm going to just be a little bit more smarter and a little more sophisticated. So you hit up YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, ChatGPT, Investopedia. You basically explore the entire internet. And before you know it, you're at step seven, where you realize that half the content out there is garbage and the other half just makes you super insecure with everything you do financially. And then step eight rolls around and you start to have just like a brutally honest conversation with your parents about like why you're not further ahead. And then naturally you start to compare yourself to like your friends, and like you and your partner are going back and forth. Like, how the hell are John and Jane going to cherry blossom season in Japan and also buying a house in the same year? And then literally for the next like 10 to 15 years, and this is basically like step 10, you just basically go back and forth wondering if you should continue to DIY stuff or you should basically hire a professional. And